and Serai, thank you both for joining us on Zoom today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. Fresh Films exclusively partners with Boston Public High School students to give them valuable exposure to the film industry. Can you talk a little bit about what inspired this collaboration?
Yeah, absolutely. So Fresh Films has been running free film training programs for over 20 years and physically in the Boston area since 2020. And our goal as a company is to prepare teens and young adults for growing jobs in the creative economy. So that includes film, TV, news, advertising, etc. But they don't only exist in the entertainment industry, they are creative jobs in every industry. And the demand has only continued to increase, especially in the Boston area. So the Boston creative economy is projected to grow at, think about 7% in the next 10 years, which means there's going to be a lot more high paying jobs that will be available for media makers who are getting ready to enter the industry. And so by partnering with Boston Public Schools, we're not only able to engage hundreds of future storytellers in the creative and technical process of filmmaking, but we're also able to help build their skills and prepare them for creative jobs that are right in their backyards. So a lot of teens think that they aren't capable of being in the media industry and that they're going to have to go all the way to LA, to find these opportunities. But by partnering with Boston Public Schools, we are able to show teens that they are more than capable of entering this workforce and that there are opportunities, right in their hometowns.
Mm. And what does a typical day look like in the Fresh Films internship? What are students able to produce at the end of the 5 weeks?
Yeah, that's a great question. Typical day looks like teens showing up, being mentored by industry professionals who are currently working in the Boston entertainment industry and video production fields. They're working with technical equipment, cameras, boom mics, all of that kind of stuff. And they're building skills as they're creating film projects. So at the end of 5 weeks, they'll be able to walk away with an unscripted documentary short film, a music video, and a narrative short film. But I think Serai can talk a little bit more about the technical process that looks in a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, when we started, there was a lot of group activities to not only get to know each other, but to help us rotate and learn how to do like each job. So for example, I got to learn how to use a boom pole and a boom mic. I got to use a gimbal, which is like a heavier camera. We got to learn how to do focus and how to follow your actors around. And yeah, we got to use a lot of equipment. It was very hands-on, which I loved. And I think that's the best way for kids and everybody to learn.
That's great. So you're being thrown directly into the fire, learning all of these incredible skills from professionals. And so in addition to all of that excellent learning you're getting, you're also being compensated as well. Can you talk a little bit about why it was important for Fresh Films to pay the students for the experience?
Yeah, so this is an internship. It takes up the same amount of hours as a part-time job does. And not everybody can afford to do a non-paying internship. And so we don't want teens to have to choose between a part-time summer job and a creative internship experience. And so thanks to YouthWorks, a grant from them, the teens now won't have to pick between, a typical high school part-time summer job versus a creative internship experience that helps, or serves, as, a stepping stone into a potential career path for them.
That's so great. And Serai, as a Fresh Films alum, can you talk a little bit about some of the skills that you learned and some of the takeaways that you have from the internship?
Yeah, I did want to start off kind of mentioning like the whole paying as well. Like when I found out it was paid, I think it also helps the students take away that what you do deserves to be compensated. And, this is hopefully a job that you will continue in the future. And I think learning what your value is of your work is really great to learn. And I also learned that there's a lot of documents involved in filmmaking, and there's a lot of resources and templates that they gave us, such as, what was the couple of templates they gave us? Shooting schedules so we can stay organized, talent release forms, so that way it's legal that we have these people on camera and other documents like that.
Fabulous. And I understand, Serai, that you're currently working on a short film right now. How would you say that the internship influenced the work that you're doing now?
Yeah, it definitely gave me a lot of confidence and it showed me that I'm able to do this and this is not just something that's part-time or something that I have to put on the back burner, but it's definitely something that I can continue and hopefully make this a full-time job. And I got to meet a lot of amazing students and people, and I still keep in contact with some of them today. So we do meet up and go to different programs and events. So yeah, I think if you have an opportunity to join Fresh Films, you definitely should.
And Leah, could you talk a little bit about some of the places that alums of the internship have been able to, I guess, move into after completing this?
Yeah, absolutely. So we, throughout our programming time, so over 20 years, we have been able to place teens in internships with Lifetime. So college age students get to go work on the set of Lifetime. There's an opportunity coming up for 2 different productions happening this summer, and we partnered with them last summer too. But some of our alumni have gone on to work for Netflix, Paramount, NBC, you name it. I think one of our biggest alums is Rami Youssef, who created the show Rami on Hulu. So he was a teen filmmaker with us in 2009 when we filmed a music video for Usher. And then he came back and was an intern when he was 18, 19, and so on. And then he was, Hollywood, jet set, ready to go. And now he's won awards for the show he's created. So they kind of go all over the place and they work in a bunch of different fields for a bunch of different huge production companies and streaming services.
Oh, I love that so much. Anything is possible. And,
Exactly.
and for our students who may be watching right now, how can they learn more about the Fresh Films internship and apply? When's the deadline?
Yeah, the deadline to apply is July 7th. And teens can learn more about the internship and apply at freshfilms.org/Boston.